Hey everyone, welcome to Apex Predator Gaming. I hope everyone is having an absolutely awesome day. This is going to be my first video here on YouTube, but today I'm going to show you guys how to build this castle right here. This is definitely going to be a PvE style build, but if you want to see how it's done, stick around and I'm going to show you. Let's go! Alright everybody, here we go. We're going to start out with placing the foundations. As you see, I've already placed my first foundation and sunk it into the ground. I've already worked on getting my placement how I want it. That's going to be very important for this build as it is a rather large footprint, so you're going to want to make sure you have enough space that's flat enough to be able to place all your foundations properly. And so we're going to get that going right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place a 3x3 here. This is going to be one of the corner towers for this. So we'll do 3x3 here. And then what I'm going to do is place 16 more foundations across this way. Alright, there we go. And now that I've done that, I'm going to finish another 3x3 here on this end for this tower. So we're going to start here on the end and make our 3x3. Okay, as you can see, we have a 3x3 here, and this is going to be one side of our castle here. This is going to be the front side, and that leads to that other 3x3. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to again place 16 foundations across right here this way. Okay, and once we've done that, once again we are going to go ahead and place a 3x3 on this corner right here. Okay, and continue the process by going 16 more foundations this way. And then once again, we're going to place a 3x3 right here on this corner. Okay, and this might happen. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and place a ceiling in there. Since there's a foundation on both sides of it, it's still going to have full structural integrity. It's a hole that I can't fit a foundation into, so we're going to go ahead and fill that in just a little bit with the ceiling. But for now, what we're going to do is go ahead and start our 16 foundations across here and make sure it all lines up. Okay, there you go. As we see, it lined up perfectly, which is what you want to see. So that is the outline of our foundation. What I'm going to do now is fill in the entire middle portion of the foundation, and we will be back when that's all done. Alright, once you've placed all your foundations, it should look something like this. You got your four corners here where the towers are going to be, and then you got your main central part of the base here. And after this, we're going to go down and start placing some walls. Okay, now we're going to start placing our walls. The easiest thing to do is to choose a corner you want for your front side and start in the very corner on the front. And we're going to place 7 walls across here. Okay, and after those 7, we're gonna leave a gap of 2 foundations here, and that is gonna be where we place our dinosaur gate, and then we're gonna continue across. There should be 7 more here. Okay, and after we place these 7, we're just gonna continue around, go around the towers on the outside also, and then all the way around the entire build. Okay, there we go. Once we have our walls placed all the way around, then we can start making our walls a little bit taller. And I like to start here, and we're gonna place as many walls high as we can reach without having to climb or anything like that. So you're gonna have a total of 5 walls here. So you should be able to place 4 more and be a total of 5. And so we're gonna do 5 walls all the way around. And then I'll bring you guys back when we have all those placed. So what we need to do is we actually need to go up 7 high with these walls. So the easiest way to do that, well, the easiest way is with the God console. As you can see, I do have the God console, but I want to do this build as if I don't, so that people that don't have access to that can see another way to do it as well. So what I'm gonna do is place basically a scaffolding around the whole thing. So we're gonna grab these thatch sloped walls here, the sloped ceilings, and we're going to place them right here. We're going to place 4 high going up to the top. Once we get to the top, we're going to place these thatch ceilings all the way around the entire inside perimeter. Once we get those placed, we'll have a nice scaffolding. We can then place our 2 additional walls all the way around, except for the towers. We'll do the towers in a moment. So just get these placed all around, and we'll be back after that. Okay, now that we have our walls 7 high all the way around except for the towers, we are now going to work on the towers themselves, and we're actually going to go ahead and place some slope roofs and some ceilings that are actually going to leave us like a nice little kind of a staircase, like a pathway up to the top. And so I'm going to do these in stone because they're going to stay there. But it's also going to give us a nice scaffolding to build our additional 3 walls up on the towers that we're going to do. And so let's get going on that. First, we place our sloped roof, and then we're going to walk up on that and place the ceiling. And we're just going to continue that process all the way around. So we have a sloped roof followed by a ceiling, slope roof, and ceiling, and just keep on going. And here we're going to go ahead and replace maybe. Okay, let's go ahead and destroy that, and we'll place our ceiling there. There we go. Alright, and once we're here, we can go ahead and place our walls. And here we're going to go actually 3 additional walls past the initial 5. So it'll be 8 tall total, all the way around the towers. Okay, and once we hit this point where we have 2 walls from where we're at, we're gonna just continue with a flat ceiling here. And you're gonna want to have the 6 here and 1 here and leave a nice gap here so you can actually walk up. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna place the ceiling. Let me heal real quick here. We're gonna place the ceiling that we want. So we're actually not gonna place the ceiling here directly in the corner. We're gonna place it kind of only partially on so that it's overhanging the outside and the inside. And we're gonna place 4 in all directions here. Make sure we get that in the corner. There we go. And there we go. Okay, and then we'll place 3 more here. And then here in this one, instead of a ceiling, we're actually going to want to place a stone hatch. And then in that hatch, we will place a ladder. You can choose whatever kind of ladder you want. I just happen to aesthetically like the rope ladder. So we're going to place our rope ladder. That way you can climb out and get up here, and we will work on the spire here in a little bit. Let's hop back on the ladder and get down. Okay, and we're going to do that same thing in all 4 towers, the exact same process. Do your slope roof up to your ceiling, your slope roof to your ceiling, all the way till you get to the top. Place your 3 additional walls. Get this nice plateau here so that you can place all of your ceilings all the way around with your hatch frame and ladder. And once I get all 4 towers done, I'll bring you guys back. Alright, once you've placed your towers, you should have a structure that looks something like this. For now, our scaffolding still is intact. We will be tearing that down in a little bit. But yeah, your towers are done. You have your hatch frames ready to climb to the top. And all your walls are 7 high around the edges, like the actual walls. And the towers are now 8 tall. And from here, we're actually going to start adding on our door frames on the top to kind of give it that castle classic like look. And so we'll take you over and show you how to do that. Okay, to start placing along the top here to give our castle a castle like look, we're going to start placing door frames. So we're going to climb back to the top of our scaffolding here. As you can see, we're up on our scaffold. And on top, we're just going to place door frames all the way around. And for now, we're just going to do the main wall. So you just keep placing them all the way around. And when you get to these corners right here, this is going to be a little bit tricky. It's always going to want to snap to that ceiling there, and we want it to snap to the top of that wall instead. So we're just going to click this button here, with the box with the 2 arrows on it, and that's going to change your snap point. And so we want to get it on the snap point that you see here so that it's on that wall, and then you can drop it right there. And it's going to be the same thing in this corner here. You're going to need to switch the snap point, and then we can continue on. Okay, now that we've got that placed all the way around, what we're going to want to do is go into our towers, and we're going to run all the way to the top and out our hatch frame onto the actual top. Okay, and we're going to basically do the same thing up here as we did all the way around, with one exception. What we're going to do first is we're going to place a wall all the way around, one high. There we go. So we have one all the way around now. And then once you have that, we can place our door frames along the top of that. Alright, and there we go. We have our door frames all the way around with one wall underneath them. And you're going to do the same thing in all 4 towers, and then I'll bring you back and show you what that looks like. Okay, once we've placed our door frames all the way around the top of our 4 towers, this is what we're going to be left with. It's starting to look like a castle already. And so next what we're going to want to do is address this big gap we have in the middle here. So we're first going to go down and place some dino gates. Okay, and the easiest way to do this is to back up a little ways here. Let's get these in our hotbar. Alright, and you're going to want to place it right there where it fits nice and perfectly in that doorway. And then we're actually going to place the second one just inside this. So this placement is a little bit more tricky, but you're going to want to stand here and place it so it's one foundation inside of the other one. And ideally they will be facing opposite directions. So this one's facing outside and this one's facing inside. That's not absolutely necessary, but it's just a preference of mine. And then what we're going to do is place some walls here on either side. Okay, and then we can replace those thatch ceilings up there on this with stone. Well, if it would let me. Let's run up real quick and we'll destroy those 2 thatch ceilings so that we can place our stone. Okay, and part of why I do this and place the 2 doors back to back is it's just an aesthetic that I like, but also it allows us to place these 2 ceilings here, which is going to allow us to continue our walls up from here, since we can't place walls on top of dino gates for whatever reason that Ark decided. So this allows us to now place our walls so that we can go ahead and match the rest of the build all the way around. And then our door frames on top. Whoops. Okay. And I'm just going to fly up real quick and break this because that is not what we want. Okay, and then once we have that nice and fixed, this is what it's going to look like. That gap is now filled in. Okay, and what we're going to do now is we're going to place our walkway across the entire, like around the entire inside of the castle. So what we're going to do is go up here, and I'm going to start over here on this corner. And so basically all you're going to do is place, and you want this to be not up even with the door frames, you want it one wall down. So we're going to place it right here, and we're just going to place that all the way around the entire interior. Okay, and there we go. Now once that's done, what we're going to do is place railings around that. So what we're going to want to do is actually place this right here, and we're going to start placing our railings. So you place a railing here, and we're actually going to skip this one. I like to make a way up right here, so we're going to skip that and start your railings there and just go all the way along. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and take down this scaffolding, all the thatch ceilings and stuff all the way around the edge. To get those out of the way, we are done with those for now. And you do want to leave the stone one in the corner here. That one is going to stay. So just take out the thatch. And we're going to do that all the way around, including that ramp. And I'll bring you back when that's all done. Alright guys, so this video turned out to be much longer than I was expecting. It is a rather large build, probably one of the larger ones that I do. So I think I'm going to go ahead and split this into two parts. So this is going to be part one, the entire outside. The inside, we're going to save that for part two. So all of the buildings that are going to be inside. So if you want to see that, be sure to catch part two. That's going to be coming on Tuesday. And as of right now, I do plan on uploading every Tuesday and Friday. So I will have a brand new build coming next Friday, hopefully. And if you guys like this, please consider leaving a thumbs up down below and possibly even subscribing. I would really appreciate that. I really hope you guys all have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys next time. Apex out.